are fighting for as he pushes into the box, able to get the edit through, but then just disengages now.
Dude, that whole fight was incredible. Jaden Shots, unfortunately, he's going to take the brunt end of that one. Can Landjock survive? He manages to live through that one. Giraffe was not enough for Landjock. That whole fight was incredible because the entire time he knew that he had to overtake the wall on the left side. He had to take that wall. If he didn't, then his opposition would have been able to try and edit into that and get the elimination onto Landjock. But
one of those 6 qualifying spots up for grabs on US East. We've already qualified 11 players. We'll have 2 more after this on NA West as Twiz picks up Diet Clarkson to get inside top 25.
And this is where Twiz, I'm sure, would have liked to have been able to pick up that elimination earlier on, but he's going to hold him into the 1x1, and that health will siphon out and give him enough to be able to get out of there. But this whole fight has been dicey.
Going for that high ground is where he generally likes to operate, instead opting for the tarp underneath. And a great pickup onto Ro at DW, somebody who we have highlighted before, a very much so kind of an early game player who's generally known more for that. So nice to see him here in the end game.
Of great players left in the server, Hogman on the high ground position. There's Bizzle, who's playing his back against the Storm. Twiz, who picked up nasty eliminations earlier on, still going to be in this one. Punished a player inside of the baller. Bizzle is going to remove him. Flossin in the action feed was taken out by Goosh. 2 good players going toe-to-toe against one another. That's what you got to expect at this point in time in the qualifications for the Fortnite World Cup final in New York City.
Plus whatever eliminations they can rack up. Bizzle looking for more. Finds it right away. Colin frags the Envy youngster going down there. Bizzle punishing him. Twiz also picking up Hysteria, but you have Dubs, somebody who is super high up on that leaderboard, now in control of Ultimate High and pressuring down towards Hogman. We have Bizzle in the top right, Enzo in the bottom right,
the Dynamite
also occupying the bush, and Dynamite going down towards the low ground. Say hello.
There's only going to be 1 baller left, and that will be courtesy of Blind, but Blind's going to get knocked out of that one. Hogman is going into a fight with Dubs up above, and then you have Bizzle and Enzo on the right side of your screen. And this fight up above is insane, but I do want everyone to focus their attention on what's going on over here on the right side, because Enzo's at that ultimate low ground. Bizzle, he's looking for the opportunity, finds a player in front of him. Is he going to be able to come out on top of this fight here? He does have that blue pump. 1 shot, that could be all the difference maker. That could be all he needs. He's going to edit this one out. He owns a lot of the real estate that's going to be around here, and is going to go outside of the Storm to try and engage on this, and it's going to work out for him as he takes out that player. Well done by Bizzle. That's his 6-1.
And now we have a ghost story again. It is a ghost v ghost 1v1. I got chills. Too spooky for me. Who will close it out as Bizzle maintains circle control? But Enzo gets the better shot. But Bizzle trades it out, with the difference being the Storm tick 4 HP, not converting onto it. Bizzle takes home the victory out.
Game there. Just insanity across the board. Now we're into the 5th circle, so that is a circle that will be half in, half out. 30 players left in this lobby. And Vivid, a familiar name to a lot of Fortnite fans, competitive Fortnite fans. You see his clips all the time on Reddit. And Vivid showing everyone why he is one of the best. He's going to drop him right in there, but the player, wisely enough, gets out. But Vivid is going to make him pay. So that was great, because either the player would have fallen right into the trap, right into Vivid's hands, or, as we saw right there, right into an area where Vivid was going to be able to get the angle, because that player was caught off guard.
Trying to find ownership of the ball, gets through, but will he be able to convert on it? Yes! Graska going down the other half of the Graska and Daxor duo. He's been putting in work, but now dropped outside of the top 25.
That whole play started with the aggression from that heavy snipe. It is a wall buster, 1 shot, and that thing is gone, and no one will be able to have time to get in or to try and defend after it. But you get that 1 shot, that 1 opportunity. Back over to Vivid now, who's got 3 eliminations, 2 boogie bombs in case there's some pesky ballers.
Watch how he plays the game. He's always checking his angles as this rotation comes out, and this is huge because we're at 28 players left.
Couple players now falling in the action feed. Philly is going to be one that will fall, as well as Naker. That is 2 down to Vivid's hand, and will use that jump pad to just get out of dodge, play the edge of the Storm, reposition, set up in the 1x1, maybe try and see if he can own more of the terrain with those builds. But he's going to land right on the ground here, and I like that. Immediately going up high and just getting angles there.
And you have 2Chens actually challenging and taking the high ground away directly from Vivid. Not too worried about it. Realizing he's back.
Trapdoor!
Edits 2Chens down and takes the trade. Luckily for him, 2Chens was on about effective 20 HP, so no worries increase there. 6 eliminations, getting closer to the top 15 as Tomdes goes down to Pierre. Needs to edit himself out, but is on the backside of the circle, so might be able to pick up a bunch of elims if he's ready to fight here.
Damien still going to be in the action down low. Pierre XBL. It's another player there.
Zaiti just got a double. Zaiti just got a huge double on the backside of the circle from that mid-tarp, pushing him in. Now we're inside the top 12 as Dash.
And now we're Glowing actually is going to be feeling the brunt of that one just after picking up that elimination. You think you're going to be safe, but not when it's top 9, not when it's the best players in NA East and Fortnite all going toe-to-toe. There goes the Boogie Bomb, but it's going to be blocked there for the moment. And then Vivid goes right back around to just get ownership of all of this terrain. Once again, it's something he does so well.
He has no builds. He has no builds, GB. He needs to be super careful here. Running around the low ground, picks up Spyrock as well. 70.
Oh!
What?
That was disgusting. Morris thought that he was going to catch Vivid with his pants down, but no, that belt was tied up nicely, and Vivid manages to hold this one on the low ground and should have picked up, yes, he picked up a decent amount of builds to be able to fight this one. That player's going to be hacking out of the tree. Vivid knows that this is an opportunity to get aggressive on this player.
Also gets a second AR, so he doesn't have to worry about the reload and swap, which you might not have enough time to do in the late game. Looking for an edit peak, does own both the walls. Drops the edit player, picks up ZI to get himself into the top 5 as well. 9 elimination points, 7 placement points, 16-point match so far as Wallspar presses Vivid.
This is going to be a tough fight for Vivid because he doesn't have the shields and he needs to regroup. So he is able to pop a mini, but he's going to get chunked for a decent amount of damage there. Wallspar has him. He's going to be back against the storm. Vivid is not going to be able to come out on top. But what a run did Vivid have there. That was so impressive. Wallspar will get the better of him. Damien is going to be in that mid ground. No Cry as well as Streetwise. Some names that I haven't personally seen before. So let's see if we're going to get a cheeky victory royale here from Streetwise, who has that high ground. Meanwhile, down low, you have Wallspar waiting to see if Damien's going to go in and challenge him. And Wallspar is able to get the elimination. But now Streetwise with the high ground punishes Wallspar and then goes up to the sky. And this is very, very risky to do here. Because if he does, yeah, there you have it. I was going to say it was an ambitious play. He went up to the sky, tried to get away from it. It just was not meant to be. And Streetwise will pick up the victory royale. You know, there are so many players in this game, and you're always like, I follow so many of these individuals, and they're so talented. And Flossin, no, please.
Well, you speak of the individuals you follow, Golden Boy, you speak it into existence. Flossin going down to a great snipe shot in AR follow-up from single there.
That hurts me, but is this going to land? Oh, okay. We're going, your eyes didn't deceive you. There's a little bit of a hitch there, but it is, you know, obviously this is constantly, as far as spectating goes, always a work in progress here. It's such a massive game. Got to follow all of the action. Despite that, though,
it pierced through a little bit better than its epic and legendary compact subparts, and also has good player damage. So a lot of players opt into that.
Tires. That was actually a really smart play there. Using the tires to try and get up into the high ground, or maybe get a little bit more vision. You can use them here too to get higher up, but he opts not to. Instead, wants to go for that cover, wants to try and just play back against the storm here. Someone's going to drop down in front of him, but all FN's going to go down. And then you're seeing in the action feed start to light up. But Angelo continuing to use those tires, just bouncing around, getting a little bit more speed off, and just trying to stay alive. Right over the racetrack. Interesting terrain to fight in, but now we're going into the grassy knolls. Got a lot of ball. Okay, this is probably the most ballers I've seen in a game, and it's basically just you know, it's a ball bonanza. But Corby Rob there. It's going to be in the high ground. It's going to be low, 37 FK. There you go. The elimination onto Uvik will give him 62 HP, 100 onto Tetra. And he gets to follow up on another elimination here. Should be able to pick that one up, and that's going to be Kramix who goes down, but no more builds to work with.
Needs to find whatever utility he can, as there's so many ballers in this endgame. Now, we've talked about it before, the grapple range being incredibly long, the boost being efficient, and if these players are all in ballers, then they're not interacting with anyone else. It is on somebody to force this action as Merkin Ab is starting to put pressure down onto them. You do see shots raining down from the high ground as those flows start to come out and force the players out of the baller, but all you can hear is dink, grapple, as the players bounce around, boost around, trying to just be and exist into the top 15. If they can do that and then not have their ballers broken, they'll also have all of the utility, all of their mass, anything they didn't have to use to rotate, as Av tries to rip some ballers up in the sky and is unsuccessful there.
Twiz, another great player, but unfortunately will not be long for this lobby, and Dubs needs to be careful because he's going to be very, very weak. Going now to Av. Av, that's it right there. Beautifully done. Germ just fell right into his hands, and that was a nice trap elimination to get him yet another elimination toward the tail end of the NA East queue time.
And Av, nighttime in there as well. Just said that. Morrow, the other one on the low ground. 9 players left, GB.
But now, Av is going to wait. Does he bust in? Yes, he does. He's going to go right into the face of nighttime and will get more builds for his trouble.
Nighttime right there. Ab says you can tuck yourself in and turn on your night light because you're going back to the lobby. Won't have time to queue up for another match, so that's going to be the end of his tournament there as Sporty Kid 2019 is pressuring Dubs.
Still in
and
this?
Dubs could get sneezed on. Dubs could get tapped by a breath of anything. He's going to drop down. Look for anything he can get. Had no more mats. Dropping down there. 6 players remaining. Sporty Kid getting taken out by Kydra on Ultimate High. Morrow and him in an engagement right now, and everyone's just trying to stay with the circle except for Pacifist going for the heal.
I think Kydra Kydra is going to win this. If he lands on Pacifist, though, and Pacifist is going to be there healing off, and Kydra's going to move into it. Kydra and Pacifist are right next to each other, but Kydra will be able to stay alive long enough. Pacifist went for that double campfire composition, just went to drop those 2 items down to keep him alive. But that will be Kydra's time to win. All right, well, for now, we're going to send it over to Bola, who's
fought all the way through from yesterday, all the way through, and guess what? It's going to be Bugga up on top in first place. And then remember, 6 players have qualified, so Dubs, Bizzle, Commandment, Vivid, and Cease all the way up. They're having a ticket to New York, so we'll see you there. Unbelievable performances, but don't forget also those players, there's still prizing available as well. Lenane, Fuzzy, King Trig and Assault, and everybody else who competed this weekend, congratulations. We'll see you next weekend because that's so important. And we still have NA West guys, but we do have our one of our winners standing by. We have Vivid, man. Hey. Let's go, Vivid. Good stuff, man.
Wow, there you have it, and congratulations to our 6 NA East players that have moved on. We got my boy Dubs, Bizzle, Commandant, as well as Vivid and Cease. Some big names there. What Bizzle was a Secret Skirmish solo winner, right?
Yep.
So obviously picking up where he last left off there.
Can't forget about Sentinel's Bugga as well, taking home that #1 spot.
Right.
Everyone
That's right, I forgot
said
you, Bugga.
it
I'm sorry,
was
buddy.
Aspect or Animal who was the best player, but Sentinel saying, hey, they ain't even the best player on the team, dog.
Dang. Well, of course, we just want to say a big thank you to everyone